In the second part of our demonstration, we are in the role of Bob, maintaining DCAT-AP, the European profile of DCAT, the default application profile, in the profiling hierarchy. And Bob wants to update DCAT-AP version 2 to DCAT-AP version 3 based on the changes in DCAT, the default application profile version 2 to version 3 that we partially did in the previous part of this demonstration. So now again, we go to the demo instance of Dataspecer. We can see that the specification from the previous part is already there. And we import the DCAT-AP now. It is here, DCAT-AP 211, based on DCAT-2 DAP. We can explore it a little bit again. So now it is here, this green one, DCAT-AP 211. We can again show its contents. We can see that it is a bit more complex than the DCAT default application profile. And here we can see the default application profile and the DCAT-AP that we are now talking about. And again, we can see that there is no catalog resource property, which was added to DCAT-3, and there is no dataset series class because this one was again added in DCAT-3. So those are the class and the property that we'll want to propagate from DCAT-DAP to DCAT-AP. Now, when we expand the DCAT-AP specification, we can see that it profiles the DCAT-2 default application profile. That is what we want to change now. Here, we have two options. Either we changed the DCAT-2 default application profile to the specification that we updated a while ago. If we wanted to do that, we can just copy the URL from this show documentation, and then we can use it here. Alternatively, we can use the prepared DCAT default application profile that we use for our production specifications. That one will contain a little bit more changes than the few changes we did in the previous part. So we'll use this larger one. Here again, we can see the list of changes detected in the upstream specifications. This is the DCAT vocabulary, which was reused and changed, and this is the default application profile. Now we can see the new class profiles for dataset series, checksum, and so on, and changed relationships. And again, under the overview of the changes, we can see the suggestions, what to do in our application profile. So we'll accept all those changes, but just to give you a hint, there is the new class dataset series as before, and other new classes, new relationships to be added, new generalizations. There is a relationship that is going to be deleted. This is because the change detection is based on a diff, and this relationship was actually moved from one class to another, actually from one class profile to another, therefore changing its IRI, which means that if we do a diff, this appears as deletion of this relationship and then creation of a new relationship. This is not ideal and is our future work to actually detect or represent more complex changes, such as the change in an ID. There are modifications again, modifications in definitions, in usage nodes, changes in the name of a relationship, and so on. And again, we can choose whether we want to remain with the already changed value, we want to adopt a new value, or we want to inherit whatever is in the upstream specification. So like this, we go through the list of changes, and when we are satisfied, we accept them, and we can explore our new DCAT-AP 211, which is actually now DCAT-AP 301. And again, in this model, now we rename the specification, not the model. we should rename this one as well. Now we can see that we do have a dataset series class now, and we also have the catalog resource property profile. And we can see that this is a profile of the catalog resource from DCAT-AP, which is a profile of the resource from the DCAT vocabulary. Again, now would be the time to actually do some other changes that we would do in the course of a change of DCAT-AP from 2 to version 3. Let's say we have done those. We can now leave this editor and we can preview the updated specification. And again, we'll see that now we do have the class dataset series in the specification. And we can also see the hierarchy, which is a bit complex because dataset series now profiles dataset series from DCAT Default Application Profile, which in turn profiles the class from the DCAT vocabulary, but also there are specializations. So if a reader of the specification wants to know what are all the definitions that actually apply to the reuse of the class dataset series, they can see that it is actually quite a complex issue. So this brings us to the end of our demonstration. What we have seen is how data specification editors can be supported by Dataspecer in propagation of changes through the application profiles hierarchy.